I really wanted to review Pokémon Horizons episode 96 way earlier than this. I'm quite a few days late, but unfortunately I was away from home. That's okay though, we'll talk about it now. Today's plot summary will be way more brief than normal, because I'm sure you guys have already seen the episode by now, but trust me, I'll delve much deeper into my thoughts afterwards. In the episode, Liko, Roy and Orito headed to the mountains near Blackthorn City because Rayquaza was spotted there in the past. And overnight, there's some clear tension between our heroes. Orito has trust issues, because he thinks Roy's gonna ditch him again. Meowscarada doesn't like Urito being close to Liko. Liko is worried about Urito not wanting to eat with them. Roy gets angry at Urito because he stole their food. Overall, it's really clear that there's some bonding issues going on. And I really love that, dude. It makes the group feel more real. It's like how actual people would clash with each other while traveling. And that's a dynamic that we didn't really get very often in Ash's traveling groups. Oh, and also, Urito revealed that the reason he wants to catch the Black Rayquaza is because he wants to be the strongest, so he can be recognized by someone that we currently don't know. And Orito also has a mysterious Dusk ball too. More on all of that later in the video. The next day they meet a group of Cyclizar riders, the Dragon Rampage gang, and they're really defensive about their territory and about the Black Rayquaza. And after a brief battle and a chaotic face reveal that they're all girls, much to Urito's fear, and much to the disappointment of those who shipped Liko and Orito, because clearly Orito is just like this with all girls and not just with Liko, the Dragon gang then ride off, leaving more questions than answers. Our heroes then faced off against a Pokemon poacher conveniently called Snake, cause you know he has two snake Pokemon, and he's trying to steal a newly hatched Dratini. Dude, I'm not justifying what he's doing, but man, the chances of finding some Dratini eggs is rare. I'm not shocked that people would try and steal them. So yeah, Snake is a part of the Wiggling gang, who are rivals with the Dragon Rampage gang from earlier, and this dude might be one of the creepiest, most messed up fellas in the entire Pokemon anime. Genuinely, everyone I saw online was so creeped out and unsettled by him. The way he wriggles his body, the way he has an obsession with wiggly things, and the way he literally started kissing Dratini. Like, actually kissing it, I'm not joking. Someone call Officer Jenny and get this guy put on a list. Urito tries to fight him alone, to not much success, so Liko then persuades him that collaboration is what will make him strong, and that seemingly begins a shift in Urito. Like I said, he wants to be really strong so he can be recognized by someone, so Urito listens to what Liko has to say. So then he joins with Roy and they Mega Evolve their Pokemon together, and after a little more battling they manage to defeat the Wiggling gang and free Dratini. The Dragon Rampage gang were watching the entire thing, and now they trust our heroes. They lead them to a hidden hideout in the mountains where the Black Rayquaza has been asleep for a whole year. I can't believe Rayquaza is right there, dude. I didn't expect that. Pogogo manages to wake up Rayquaza, and that's so fitting because these two legends are like forever spiritually connected as best friends. So yeah, basically the Dragon Rampage gang have been protecting Rayquaza for the past year, while it's been resting and recovering from everything at Laqua. Roy then tells Rayquaza about their mission to stop the Laquium and fulfill Lucius's wishes, and this entire speech honestly highlights Roy's maturity and growth since the time skip more than ever. Before the time skip, I'm sure Roy would have just tried to catch Rayquaza here, demanding its help with stopping the Laquium. But now, Roy sees that Rayquaza needs to rest, and is safe and protected here, so he tells Rayquaza to keep resting and to leave the rest up to them. That's incredible, dude. I love how mature Roy feels now. But then Urito comes face to face with the Black Rayquaza for the first time ever. You know, the Black Rayquaza that he's been giving it big and yapping about wanting to catch in for the whole series. And at this point, I was really expecting Urito to try and battle it or catch it, but he does the opposite. He says that the only Rayquaza that he wants is the strongest one ever, not a puny Rayquaza that would be napping in a cave for a year. So Urito wants Rayquaza to prove its strength to him, rather than the other way around like we all expected. This was such a great twist and a really unique direction to take Urito's character. I didn't expect it at all. Somehow it just feels right though, you know? So yeah, the Dragon Rampage gang say they'll keep protecting Rayquaza, and then the episode ended with our heroes deciding to go meet Murdoch in Paldea, who's now working with Katie, and then Doc gets a surprise call from Iono. This episode really surprised me overall. It really didn't go the way I expected. I didn't think we'd see Rayquaza so soon, and I didn't think it'd happen in that way either. At first I felt a little underwhelmed, but after rewatching it, it really grew on me a lot, dude. Rayquaza being there so casually really allowed Roy's maturity to shine, and it gave us a unique direction for Urito too. I also feel like Urito's obsession with becoming the strongest really collided with Rayquaza's vulnerability here really well, because true power isn't only about winning battles alone, it's also really about knowing when to accept help, when to wait, when to heal, and that was on clear display here. After all, Rayquaza has been recovering and openly accepting the help of the Dragon Rampage gang, and that's framed in a positive light, whereas Uruto tried to battle independently and completely failed, and that led to Liko teaching him a lesson about collaborating. True power isn't only about winning alone, it's also about accepting help. And that's a really nice theme that was really clearly on display. In general, like I said, collaboration isn't Uruto's default setting, and this episode raised a really interesting point. Is part of the reason that Uruto acts like that because of Roy? Is part of it Roy's fault? Uruto is clearly caught up mentally on Roy ditching him all the time in their past. He was worried it would happen again in this episode, so that probably makes Uruto feel like he can't collaborate with others, because it could come back to bite him later on, like when Roy kept abandoning him. And that's a clear reminder that our words and actions towards other people do affect them, just like Roy's did to Uruto. It affected how he behaves, the method through which he tried to become strong. And yeah, it's really interesting and honestly quite mature that the writers would show that, especially because it doesn't paint Roy in the best light ever. I really appreciate that. It really does prove that the writers value amazing storytelling over forcibly making the characters appear perfect all the time. I am really curious though about Uruto's Dusk Ball and about the mysterious person that he's trying to impress. That's an interesting dynamic and one that we haven't seen very often. With Ashy Boy, for example, he wanted to be the very best because it was his personal dream. It wasn't always about impressing someone or being recognized by someone. But Uruto is chasing that recognition from someone we don't know. That's his entire driving force. Maybe it's a rival or a parent, or what's more likely in my eyes, I think he wants the recognition from whatever Pokemon is inside his mysterious Dusk Ball. There's gotta be a crazy Pokemon in there, surely. I doubt the Pokeball is empty, or that the Pokeball is just Sableye. I feel like he's got a super powerful Pokemon in there. A Pokemon that Uruto dreams of impressing, so it'll start listening to him, maybe. It's kinda giving similar vibes to Iris and her secret Excadrill early on in Black and White. And I love how it mirrors Roy too. How Roy cherished the ancient Pokeball, and Uruto cherishes the Dusk Ball that he has. You guys know I love a good mystery, so I'm excited to see where that leads. I also appreciate that this episode showed Liko becoming like the emotional leader or emotional anchor of the group. She's not just some passive moral compass anymore. She called Uruto out when he was wrong. She tried to comfort him with food and a conversation. She suggested solutions to their group friction, like picking berries. And she became the reason they all worked together in the end. Liko really is emotionally leading now. Her emotional maturity is so impressive and is holding the group together. I loved this episode for her character. Finally, it's worth noting that the Dragon Rampage gang have a dragon logo on their cape. The exact same dragon logo that Friede had on his jacket. Dude, that opens up so many possibilities. It's an identical logo. Did Friede used to be connected to him? Did they meet Friede before or after he went missing and become inspired by him? Does this emblem mean something historically? Does it belong to a group? Or is it just some generic Charizard logo that both Friede and the Dragon Gang like? Who knows, but I love all the Friede teasing, dude. Also, unfortunately, my favourite character Lance wasn't mentioned in the episode, but that's okay. Even referencing his outfit is more than enough excitement for me, and I'm sure both Lance and Claire are looking after the Black Rayquaza too. That feels right to me, even if it wasn't mentioned. Overall, this episode was a wonderful one for the group dynamic between Liko, Roy and Orito. It added a lot of depth to their interactions, it fleshed out their bonds in a mature, fun, interesting way, and I feel like this trio really needed a bonding episode like this. Now I understand all of their interactions and the way they bounce off of each other, and that's awesome, man. I'm really excited to see more of them in the future and how Dot joins them too. So yeah, I really loved this episode and I hope you guys did too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and maybe feel like dropping a like and subscribe as well if you're feeling really generous. It helps me out a lot, it really does. I've had like the busiest 7 days ever, so I'm genuinely so tired. I'm even recording the audio for this video sat in my bed. So yeah, I'm sorry for the delay and I'm sorry if the energy is a little bit lower. I just haven't had much free time lately. But yeah, come join our Discord server if you want to watch new episodes every week and if you want to talk with like-minded fans. And maybe consider becoming a channel member too if you really want to make my day. Thank you so much to my current channel members: Dowpals, Toten, Racco, Pokesan, Regular San, Zach, Shiny Charm, Jay, Giscadia, Blazing Shots, The Duff One, Not Mini. You guys are legends and I really appreciate you a ton. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching and best wishes until we meet again.